Let's get back into the Gospel of John. We are in chapter 20, verses 3 through 7. It's a lot of verses. I hope this video doesn't turn out to be too long, but chapter 20, verses 3 through 7. John, Peter, and the linen cloths. John and Peter get to the tomb, and they make accurate physical observations about the situation. All that's left to see are the linen cloths and the cloth that had been on the Lord's face. These were accurate descriptions. Chapter 20, verse 3. So Peter and the other disciple went out, and they were going to the tomb. The use of the imperfect tense in the verb translated were going emphasizes the process of going. They were going and going and going, so to speak. According to Carson, this verse gives the impression that they left immediately to go to the tomb. Chapter 20, verse 4. Now the two were running together, and the other disciple ran ahead faster than Peter, and he came first to the tomb. Again, we find the imperfect tense. They were running and running, so to speak. We do not know why John was able to outrun Peter. Perhaps he was younger or more physically fit. For whatever reason, John arrived first. Chapter 20, verse 5. And stooping down, he sees the linen cloths lying there. Nevertheless, he did not go in. As evident in this translation, the vivid present tense is used in the verb translated sees. He sees. At the entrance of the Lord Jesus' tomb, John was doubtful or confused or afraid. Maybe he didn't go into details, but his attitude was understandable. Perhaps he was afraid that there were still bad people hiding in the tomb. Maybe he was just afraid of going into a tomb. John reports about the linen cloths. Perhaps those cloths were striking and noteworthy for him simply because otherwise the tomb was completely empty. About the word translated stooping down, originally this verb meant to bow. But over time, this verb acquired the meaning to bend down to investigate, or also to visit. Clearly, it means to bend down to investigate in our passage here. And this verb is also used in verse 11 regarding Mary Magdalene. The word translated linen cloths is othonion. Likewise, it's translated linen cloths in 1940. As was explained in the video on that verse, this word does mean linen cloth, but the form used here is plural, so it's possible that several pieces of linen cloth were used. But in the synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the body of the Lord Jesus was wrapped in a singular sindon, which is a piece of linen cloth. Well, this isn't necessarily a contradiction, because the plural form othonios can express the size of the cloth and not the number of pieces. So it's most likely that the body of the Lord Jesus was wrapped in a large sheet of linen. Chapter 20, verse 6. So Simon Peter comes, following him, and went into the tomb, and he sees the linen cloths lying there. John didn't go in, but Peter, in accord with his character, didn't hesitate. From the outside, John saw the linen cloths. Likewise, inside, Peter could see the linen cloths lying there. Oh, at the end of Luke's account at the tomb, Luke 24:12 says, he sees the linen cloths lying by themselves, and he went away, wondering to himself what had happened. The translation went into the tomb is an attempt to show the emphatic duplication of the word into, which in Greek is eis, in the Greek passage. He went in, eis erkomai, into eis, the tomb. It's very emphatic that he went in. Chrysostom, according to Morris, says that myrrh becomes like glue, and so the burial cloths cannot be removed from the body. that makes it even more difficult to think that anything less than a resurrection miracle happened here. Chapter 20, verse 7. And the cloth which was upon his head, not with the linen cloths, lying there, but separately folded up to one place. These details about the linen cloths and the cloth were important to John. Perhaps he gives us this detail to emphasize that he is an eyewitness. Perhaps, again, he gives us the details because there was nothing else in the tomb except for the cloths. That tomb was empty. The term translated cloth here in this verse is sudarion, and it can refer to something like a handkerchief. This word is also used in 1144 regarding the resurrection of Lazarus, whose face had been wrapped with a cloth. Same word. What Simon Peter saw proved that the body of the Lord Jesus was not stolen. Thieves do not leave linen burial cloths neatly folded. Unlike Lazarus, the Lord Jesus did not need anyone's help to get out of the linen burial cloths, which were closed up with myrrh. He seems to have removed the cloth that had been on his head and folded it or rolled it up and put it on the bench. It was no longer needed. Some would like to believe that the Lord's body rose directly through the linen burial cloths and the cloth covering his face, all of which were left behind remaining in their shape. That may have been what happened, but if so, how is it that the cloth which had been upon his head was separately folded up and placed to the side? There is a little bit of mystery here, and that's okay. By way of summary for these verses, John and Peter get to the tomb, and they make accurate physical observations about the situation. All that was left to see in the tomb are the linen cloth and the cloth that had been on the Lord's face. These were accurate descriptions, but so far there is no understanding of the significance of the empty tomb.